بەنای خۆی بەخشندە و میهرەبان دەستەکەین بە وانەی دووەم لە فیزیای 11 بۆ سیستمی ئینگلیزی. Hello everyone, we will start to explain the second lecture of for 11th grade and hope you will use it and understand every part, every section of physics lecture. Now I'll remind you something about the previous lecture. For example, the direction of displacement is the vector quantity, so the direction of it is necessary path, and if the direction of the object toward north and east and up and x positive or y positive, in this case displacement will be positive. And if the direction of the object toward left, toward down of the page or down of any part in earth, it will be, and toward south, y negative, x negative, in this case the sign of displacement will be negative. And we will explain this diagram. Displacement can be positive or negative. Look at this diagram. Of course, you have this book in page 6. For example, from this ball in the left, this ball moves from 10 to 8 sided in here, from right, from left to right. So in this case, x initial will be 10, x final will be 8. So delta x is equal to x final minus x initial. X final is equal to 80 centimeter minus 10 is equal to, it will be 70 centimeter. It's positive, as I told you that the direction of this object toward right. And for the next diagram, x initial is approximately equal to 3 and x final is equal to 12. So delta x is equal to x final minus x initial. 12 minus 3 is equal to plus 9 centimeter. This direction represents the direction of the displacement toward east. Actually, it will equal to plus 9 centimeter. Plus means the direction. 9 means the magnitude, centimeter is the unit. And what about this diagram? X initial at approximately minus 10. X final at 6. So delta x equal to x final minus x initial. X final is 6 minus of the rule and minus of the sign, because equal to minus 10. So 6 minus 10 is equal to positive 16 centimeter. Of course it must be the positive, because the direction of displacement toward east. What about these diagrams? The another diagram that x initial is equal to 80 and final is equal to 20 centimeter. Look, the direction of this ball toward left. And in this case, delta x is equal to x final minus x initial. X final is equal to 20 minus 80 is equal to minus 60 centimeter. Okay, so it must be negative, because the direction of this ball toward the negative direction. What about this diagram? X final is equal to 0. Okay, x initial is equal to 15. It means from 15 moves to 0. In this case, the final position is smaller than the initial one. So x final is equal to 0 minus 15 is equal to minus 15 centimeter. What about this diagram? Both of this point is on the negative sign, okay, toward east. The final point is minus 20. What about the initial one? The initial one is minus 10 centimeters. So delta x is equal to x final minus x initial minus 20 centimeter minus 10 centimeter. This minus represents the minus of the rule. Okay, the another minus sign with the number represents the sign on the direction toward left. It means toward x negative by another way. So is equal to minus 10 centimeter represents the direction of this ball toward left. Okay, this is page 6. About page 7. Page 7. We have another title or another thing, another physical quantity is called average velocity. What is the velocity and the average velocity? Velocity is displacement over time. Okay, velocity is equal to displacement over time, but it means constant velocity divided by time interval is called velocity. Constant displacement over time is called a velocity. It's different from average velocity. I will explain step by step. What is the average velocity? Average velocity is the total displacement divided by the time interval during which the displacement occurred. Look, let me tell you that what first of all explaining the velocity, next average velocity. The velocity, you said that velocity, you can say that, sorry, velocity is equal to delta x divided by delta t. But which delta x? If an object moves from point A, for example, to point B, okay, point A to point B, but the velocity of this object is not changes. For example, in here may 2 meters per second. Okay, in here also 2 meters per second. Also 2 meters per second. So in this case, the velocity in here is called what? It's called a velocity, not the average velocity. Okay? Because change in velocity is not occur. So it's called a velocity. But what about the average velocity? The average velocity is called the total displacement. Okay, but may you ask that this velocity also is total displacement. Okay, it's true, but the velocity of it is not changed, so it's named velocity. Okay, but the average velocity, v average, is equal to total displacement. Delta x divided by delta t is total. Okay, divided by total time. Till this point, okay, v average is delta x total divided by delta t total. Okay, v average, the total displacement divided by the time interval during which the displacement is occurred, or by another meaning, if I find it, the average velocity, this point is an important point. The average velocity of an object can be positive or negative, okay, depending, okay, this is the definition of another definition of the average velocity. The average velocity is equal to the constant velocity needed to over the given displacement, okay, in the given time intervals. This is the another definition of average velocity. Let me explain it for you. For example, an object moves from A to B, okay, but the velocity of it may 2 meters per second and 4 meters per second and 6 meter per second, okay, and 5 meter per second, for example. What about this is velocity in every point. This is the velocity, changeable velocity, okay? But the average velocity is 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 5, okay, equal to what? Divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, divided by 4, okay, is equal to what? 4.25 meter. 4.25 meter per second. Okay. If this object or this car, okay, or example, you can say that the car moves from point A to B, okay, but what is for example by approximately 1 second, 5 seconds, for example, from point A to point B. If the velocity is changes by 2 meter, 4 meter, and 6 meter, 5 meter, have the same time, like the object moves by a constant velocity 4.25 meter per second. يعني ام اوبجكت كلا اي وجه بوبي اگر به velocity بروح 4.25 meter per second به هر به پنج كاغا و اگر velocity كاني اعواج بگوره هر چند اگات هر به 5 second اگا امان بي الان average velocity اما average امانه باش باوكا كاتر ليرة بس velocity معناه بس ليرة اتواني بلين average velocity معناه يعني اگونجه دو سيارة برون بس به همان كاد بگن یکی کان اوا بروا یکی کان 4.25 meter per second بروا هادو كان به 5 second ليرة و ارون بو شوي ارون بو اير اما انا example باشا يعني حقيقي نين تو سيارة 2 متر بو سكند بروا انا شتمان لو دبابت من زور كمان Carter Settigestrin Lowy, what is the difference between velocity and average velocity? For 11th grade, we will talk about average velocity. Okay, average velocity. Okay. In your book, gives like a form of story actually. Say that the sign of displacement is equal to the time interval always positive. As an for your information that the average if the object moves toward east, north, right, and up, all of them are positive, like like the direction of displacement, because delta t always positive. So both of them have the same sign. Okay, and consider a car trip to a friend's house. 370 kilometer to the west. To the west, it means negative. Okay, the negative distance, negative direction along a straight highway if you left your house at 10 a.m. Okay, at 10 a.m. Look at this 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. From 10 o'clock, okay, 10 a.m. till what? And arrive at your friend's home at 3 p.m. till here. It will equal to 5 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. Okay, your average velocity will be as follows. Average velocity V average equal to delta x over delta t. Delta x is equal to what? Is equal to 370 kilometer divided by 5 hours. So it's equal to minus 47 minus 74 kilometer per hour. This minus represents to the negative sign because this object direction toward east, north, right, and up, all of them are positive, like the direction of displacement. the cut reference to the west, represents west, and this is the magnitude, this is the unit of the average velocity. Okay, it's called the average velocity. So if another car moves by any velocity that is average is equal to 370 kilometer once 5 hours to over this displacement. اگر هر ساعتی تجبر قرای تر بروا بلام دوای افریج کی بکاتەوە ئەمە هەر 5 ساعت پێویستە بۆ ئەو ماوە بڕێوەکو ئەو نمونەی کە لەوێ بەکێموت بۆ بەڕێستانم ڕوون کردەوە. ئەنجا ئەچین چی لەسەر حلەکەین، ئەچین هەنێک ئەگزامپڵی لەسەر حلەکەین. ئەوە پیج حەوت بزانین پیجی 8 we can find 8 page 8. I'll find it, page 8. Okay, this is page 8. Okay, sample problem 1a, average velocity and displacement. During a race on a level ground set that runs with an average velocity of, so a sample problem 1a, sample problem 1a. given أكان من چیه أبي بينوسين ولی من تقنچه V average is equal to 6.02 meter per second. This is meter per second. It's a mistake. Okay, it's wrong. And to the S, so it's positive. Okay. What distance does that cover at our distance بلا displacement بلا كشمان نيالن دلتا x unknown دلتا تشمان هي كنا 137 second. And V average كاتا شي the average equal to delta x divided by delta t. So you can cross it. Delta from here, delta x is equal to V average multiplied by delta t. What is the V average? Is equal to 6.02 meter per second multiplied by delta t, 137. So the result will be 824.7 meter. Okay, or approximately say that 825 meter balam to where? To S. As I told you before that any vector you must write three things for it. It's first magnitude, the unit, and the direction, which we wrote it for the sample problem 1a. Okay. Next, what about the practice 1a? Practice 1a. Practice 1a. Let me change the color. Practice 1a. Number 1. Passion. He walks eastward with a speed of 0.98 meter per second. It takes him 34 minutes to walk to the store. How far has he walked? طبعا لو هبي هندك من بالخمو يونت كونفرجن بالخمو لو يعني هندك كبيرنا ما بين بولي يعني زبراستي اور مان هي minute مان هي legal second. اگر معنی R going by minute multiplied by 60. Minute to second multiplied by 60. If directly hour to second multiplied by 3000. And second to minute divided by 60. Minute to second to hour divided by 60. Second to hour divided by 600. Okay? For this example, V average is equal to what? V average is equal to 0.98. What? 98 meter per second. okay? And to the east, delta t is equal to what? 34 minutes. 34 minutes we must multiply by 60. So 34 multiplied by 60 is equal to 34 minutes multiplied by 60 is equal to 2040 second. The unit of time must be second because it is the basic unit. Okay, V average rule is equal to delta x divided by delta t. Cross product, delta x is equal to what? V average multiplied by delta t. What about V average is equal to 0.98 multiplied by 2040 second. So let me show you the result. Okay, the result will be 9.2 meter, and approximately you can say that 1 kilometer. Okay, 1 kilometer. اگر پێویستی کرد توانین بیگۆڕێگەر نەشدوست ئەم بەمەتری بیهەڵەڕۆ مەتر basic unit. 2. If Hauka rides south, you must be careful that south is negative sign on his bicycle in a straight line for 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes. For 15 minutes, so delta t is equal to 15 times 60 directly, so as to convert to second. Okay, with an average speed. Average speed is average velocity. For this book is not differ, okay, but actually it's differ. Speed is differ from the velocity, but it's not important. At a speed of 12.5, V average is equal to 12.5 kilometer per hour. Okay, we have to convert kilometer per hour to meter per second. Multiply by kilometer 10 to the power of 3, hour 300. Okay, we'll get the result. Of course it must be negative because of what? It said toward south. Okay, and the result also will be negative. The result of it is equal to second, and okay, is equal to minus 471 meter per second. خەکاری عزیز نۆتێکم بە خەمکارەکانی تر و تۆ ئەتوانین لە بری ئەوەی زەربی ئەمەی بکەیت هەر ڕاستەخۆ زەربی 0.2777 بکە بۆتە گۆڕێت بۆ هەمان ڕیزاڵت باشە چونکە زۆر ئەمەمان دێتەڕێ کیلۆمەتر بۆ پێر ئاوەر بگۆڕین بۆ میتر پێر سێکەند بۆ زەربی ئەوەی کە ڕاستەخۆ بۆ دەگۆڕێ هەمان ڕیزاڵتی شەکاتەوە باشە ئەنجا ئێمەمانەیە چی بدۆزینەوە V average is equal to delta x divided by delta t. هەدا delta x ئەکاتەوە لە مەشە ئەڵێ لێرەوە delta x is equal to V average multiplied by delta t. So V average is equal to minus 3.471 multiplied by, so the result will be okay, minus, okay, 24 point meter. This negative sign represents the direction of south. Okay, this is the result of practice 1 number 2. What about 3? 3. it takes you 9.5 minutes to walk with an average velocity by the same as an example of 1 minute given, and this is for you. 3 is for you. Can solve it, and like as an homework, n is equal to 6.84. Okay, times 10 to the power of 2 meter. What about 4? Aram drives his car with an average velocity kilometer per hour to the east. How long will it take him to drive? Number 4. Check about. اما unity kilometer per hour امیش kilometer. خۆی لە ئەسڵا باشتر وایە بیان گۆڕی، بەس کە هەردووکیان وەک یەک بوو پێویست بە گۆڕی ناکا، بەس ریزەڵتەکە ئاگادار بە داوای چی کردووە؟ داوای ئەمە داوای دەلتاتی کردووە، حتمما بە ئەوەر دەرەچێت، چونکە ئەمە ئەوەرە ئەوەش کیلۆمەتر کیلۆمەتر بێ کۆڕۆن ئەوەرە مێنێتەوە. بزانین چی کردووە. V average is equal to what? V average is equal to 48.0 is not 1, it's kilometer. What about the delta x is equal to 144 kilometer. Okay, kilometer. What about delta t? V average is equal to delta x divided by delta t. سيركا باوكا حتى بولي ينزو دوانزش تاوكي باشا يما چن سالا بلين دوانزا كان من لا بمشيوي أمد نازاني بلي change the position لدوي cross product يكسر resulted بيدا delta t is equal to what? Delta x divided by v average. So delta x is equal to 144 divided by v average is equal to 48. Okay, so the result will be three. The result is 3 hours. So depends on the multiple choice. Agar پرسیارەکە multiple choice بۆ ئەوە بێوریابی ئەم ئەوەرە بۆ چی شتێکی وست بیگۆڕە، بۆ منێتیەوە بۆ سێکەند دێوێها پێشتر پێم وتی چۆنیە گۆڕی، بەڵام لە ڕاستی ئەمە بێ بکرێ بە سێکەند، بەس تۆ بیرکەرەوە بە کەسێک بڵێ بۆ چوێنێ بچی 3 ساعتی پێچێ باشتر تێگا، یان پێی 3 ساعتەکەی بۆ بکەی بە سێکەند، گومانیتیان نییە بە ساعتەکە باشتر تێگا، کەواتە باشتر وایە کە کەسی بەرامبەر تێگەینی بە پێی ئەو حاڵەتە تێگەینی. بەس بۆ نمونە ئۆبجێکتێک لێرەوە بچێ بۆ ئێرە باشتر وایە بە سێکەند بیڵێ، چونکە زانین 3 سێکەند 4 سێکەندی پێچێ یا 10 سێکەند یا 30 سێکەندی پێچێ بۆ نمونە، بەڵام ئەمە بێ بەچی باسیکەی بە ساعت. اینجا پرسیاری چەندەم number 5. Look back at item 4. How much time would Aram save by increasing his average velocity 2 km to the east. مادەم بۆ ئێستا هەمی پۆزتیڤە کەواتە کێشەمان لەو ڕۆ نییە. پێنجەم هەڵێ چی؟ پێنجەم هەڵێ سەیری پرسیاری چوارەم کەرەوە ئەگەر average velocityەکەی if the average velocity of Aram increases to 56 km per hour, what is the amount of time which remain? چەند کاتی بۆ ئەگەڕێتەوە؟ تۆ هیچی ئەەکەی هەمان پرسە هەلەکەیتەوە. V average equal to delta x divided by delta t. لێرە چێ دۆستەوە delta t is equal to delta x divided by V average. delta xەکە هەمان delta x پێشووە، بەڵام V average ئەکە ئەگۆڕێ بۆ چەند؟ 56. So the result will be divided by 56. The result will be 2.571. 2.571 hour. Delta t remaining ئەوەی بۆ مانەمێنێتەوە یان سەیڤی ئەەکەین چەنە؟ خۆی سێ بوو minus 2.571 is equal to what? So the result minus the 3 minus the result ئەنسەرەکەی پێشوو ئەکاتە 0.428 0.428 hour. Okay? ئەو 3 ساعتی پێویست بووە ئەم کەمتری پێویست بووە چەندی زیادە بێت لەوەی پێشووتر یان چەندمان بۆ ئەمێنێتەوە 0.9 ساعتمان بۆ ئەمێنێتەوە چونکە ڤلۆسیتیەکە ئەڤرێج ڤلۆسیتی زیادی کردووە بەس ئاگادار بە ئەمە مانایەوە نییە ئەمە لە سایق یاسەری ئەبڕۆین بۆ وڵا کاتمان زیاتر بۆ گەڕێتەوە بێ سەلامەتی خۆشمان پارێزراو بێت. Okay. What about the last question? The last question is question 6. The students does not love this question actually, but we will simplify it so as to you all love it. Question number 6. A bus travels 280 kilometers south along a straight path with an average on okay delta x1 is equal to what? 280 kilometer minus because toward south with an average velocity of v average 1 is equal to what? Is equal to 88 kilometer per hour. 88 kilometer per hour. Okay? So the bus stop is 4:24 minutes. Alerea pasaka bregos. Kawata. Delta xt2 is equal to 0. V average 2 is equal to 0. But delta t يعني time الروح كمان وصابون بس كات خوار الروح كات ناوسي 24 minutes 24 minutes أما rest كوستاون بس time هذا الروح قدرين أوبا and the دوای دست بيكاتو بجولا بخوارو. Then it travels 200 delta x3 is equal to 210 kilometer. باشا kilometer south minus okay delta t always positive so that's why I didn't write positive in here. Okay, with an average velocity of v average is equal to v average 3 is equal to 75 kilometer per hour. Okay, to the south, so it must be negative. It must be negative. Okay, what all of them are toward negative side. It means toward south. And how long does the total trip last? How long does the total trip last? How long يعني چني كات خان دوا trip last تاگش توتا كوتاي چني كات خان دوا ولا لما چی بدو زرو بلا v average is equal to delta x divided by delta t. So delta t is equal to delta x1 divided by v average 1. Delta x1 is equal to minus 2 and 80. So v average is equal to minus 88. So the result will be 3.3 hour. American man do 0. دوام دلتاتێکی بە منتە بێ لەگەڵامانە ڕێکی خین بۆ ئەوش خین بە ئەوەر چۆنێکین بە ئەوەر یەکسەر منت بۆ ئەوەر divided by 60 is equal to what? Is equal to 0.4 hour. ئەمە دووەم. ئەمەی سێم چی دەکەم دیسانەوەرە دەلتا تی بدۆزەرە ئەمە دەلتا تی 1 ئەمە دەلتا تی 2 ئەیدۆزنە دەلتا تی 3 چۆن دۆزمەوە that is equal to delta x3 divided by v average 3. So delta x3 is equal to what? Minus divided by v average 3 minus 75. So the result will be what? 2.8 hour. So v average delta t total is equal to what? Is equal to delta T1 plus delta T2 plus delta T3. So is equal to what? 3 plus 0.4 plus 2.8, so approximately is equal to what? Is equal to 6.381 hours. This is the total time, and this is the A. What about B? B, V average. This is the answer of A. The answer of B is, what is the average velocity of the total trip? V average is equal to delta x the total divided by delta t total. What about delta x total? Delta x total is equal to what? Minus, okay, plus 0 بيز ناكا أو have 0 خويتي minus okay is equal to divided by 6.31, so the result will be is equal to minus 490 divided by 6.381, so the result will be minus 76.79 kilometer per hour. This is the answer of question 6. Hope you will be success. This is the final point of this lecture, and inshallah God will aim, we will explain another part of this book step by step وسكوتوبا. طبعا اما باني زو تومار كريت باني زو كتومار كراول ساعات حوتي باني عبزام ايو هر خوتون كاتا دەست پێ بکەن و ڕۆژانە سەئیتیا بکەن باوکە با بتوانین ئیسفادەی لێ بکەن. ئەم ساڵێکی بایکۆتە دیارە ئەم مەنهەجە ئەمێنێتەوە بۆ ساڵانی داهاتووش. لەم ساڵا بایکۆت کراوە ماوەی 2 مانگە خوێندکاران هیچیان نەخوێندووە بە بۆنەی ئەوەی کە موچە نادێ بە مامۆستایان و مامۆستایانیش بایکۆتیان کردەوە، بەس ئەمەمان وەکو هاوکاریە کردەوە خوێندکارانمان تاکو بۆ پۆلی 12یان زۆر ئیسفادەی لێ بکەن و سەرکەوتوو بن، بیشنێرن بۆ هەر هاوڕێکتان لە هەر مەکتەبێکی ترە تاکو بتوان ئەوانیش ئیسفادەی لێ بکەن. Have a nice time and bye.